Who is the Sail Smart Home Gym actually good for? Who should walk away? And does it justify the price tag for the average person trying to stay fit at home? Those are the three questions that keep most of us up at night when a new piece of equipment shows up on a sales feed. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. The hesitation usually isn't about the glossy marketing video, it's about the reality of squeezing a 3-in-1 rower, weight system, and functional station into a space that already hosts a couch and a coffee table, and whether the digital control panel actually makes the workout smoother or just adds another layer of confusion. I spent the last 2 weeks setting the Sail Smart Home Gym up in a modest one-bedroom apartment, using the same floor space I'd used for a yoga mat and a set of dumbbells. The first thing you notice is that the machine tries to be a jack-of-all-trades, combining a rowing rail, a weight stack that the digital panel adjusts, and a few attachment points for functional moves like pull-ups. In practice, that means you can start a cardio session, flip a knob and add resistance for a strength circuit, then finish with a quick core routine all without dragging a separate bench or squat rack across the room. For someone who wants a full-body workout but refuses to buy 3 different pieces of equipment, the concept feels almost tailor-made. But the concept only works if the transition between modes is seamless. The digital control panel is the heart of that promise. It displays resistance levels, time, and calories, and you can program interval sets with a few taps. In my testing, the panel responded instantly when I bumped the resistance up from a light 30-pound setting to a more challenging 80-pound level. The rower's flywheel stayed smooth, and the noise didn't spike, which is a real win for shared living spaces. However, the screen is relatively small and the backlight is dimmer than you'd expect for a gym that runs at 6 a.m. If you tend to work out in a dark room, you'll find yourself squinting a bit before the numbers become readable. Now let's talk about the real-world strengths. The biggest practical advantage is space efficiency. Because the weight system is built into the frame, you don't have to shuffle plates around or worry about a stack of dumbbells taking up a corner. When I switched from rowing to a standing shoulder press, I simply adjusted the digital panel and moved the footplate, no extra equipment needed. This makes it especially appealing for apartment dwellers, busy parents, or anyone who wants a single piece that covers cardio, strength, and functional training. Another plus is the ease of tracking progress. The panel logs each session, and you can export the data via a USB port. For people who love to see numbers and set measurable goals, that data continuity saves the hassle of writing everything down or using a separate app. The drawbacks are just as important to weigh. First, the resistance range, while adequate for beginners and intermediate users, tops out around 120 pounds of digital weight. Serious lifters who regularly squat 200 pounds will quickly outgrow the system and might feel the machine is more of a novelty than a long-term solution. Second, the rowing mechanics are not as refined as a dedicated rowing machine. The seat slides on a simple metal rail, which can feel a bit stiff after long sessions. I noticed a subtle wobble during high-intensity intervals, something you wouldn't encounter on a high-end water-resistance rower. Finally, the all-in-one design means you're compromising on each individual function. The pull-up bar, for instance, is integrated into the frame but doesn't have the same grip width options you'd get with a dedicated station, which could limit certain variations. Who should buy this? If you're a beginner to intermediate fitness enthusiast who values convenience over specialization, the Sail Smart Home Gym hits a sweet spot. Think of a busy professional who can only spare 30 minutes after work, a parent who wants to keep a single piece of equipment out of the way, or a college student looking to avoid a garage full of gear. The digital panel will keep the workout structured, the space-saving design will keep the living area functional, and the ability to switch from cardio to strength in seconds will make the limited time you have feel more productive. Who should skip it? If you're an advanced lifter, a competitive rower, or someone who specifically trains for powerlifting or elite rowing, you'll likely hit the resistance ceiling or miss the nuanced feel of dedicated machines. Also, if you have a home gym already stocked with a quality rowing machine and a separate strength rack, adding this all-in-one unit could feel redundant rather than complementary. The small display might be a deal-breaker for those who need clear visibility in low-light environments, and the modest max resistance could become a source of frustration once you start progressing. From a value-for-money perspective, the Sail Smart Home Gym sits in a price bracket that's higher than a basic rower but lower than buying 3 separate stations.